I'm in my own lane, trying to handle business. I'm just out here trying to get it. I'm just out here trying to get it. Me and my team trying to get it. Get some money, then flip it. Alright, welcome to MARV'S Radio.
Thank you.
Here we are. We got Jasmine in today. What would you like me to call you for artist purposes?
Well, artist purposes, I am known as Jaszi, Jaszi, but formally Jasmine. You can call me Jasmine.
Alright, I'll call you, what name will people find you on Spotify?
Jaszi.
Alright, I'm gonna call you Jaszi.
Okay, cool.
That way we can make it nice and easy for them.
Alright.
So how you doing today?
I'm well, how are you?
I'm alright, you know, it's it got hot, got cold, and then we about to all
over the place, pneumonia weather.
Yeah, it's gotta get sick weather for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So if you guys are not familiar, we are in Western New York where winter is coming, and it's coming like...
It's coming fast.
Hell yeah. It's coming crazy, so how are you doing? So I know that's how you're doing, but like how is everything like just in general? I know it's COVID and...
Oh my God.
I know some of us are struggling. How is your mental health? Let me ask you that.
Well, my mental health is come a long way. It's come a long way. From the beginning of COVID up until now. I think, like, honestly, with everything going on has kind of forced everyone to kind of buckle down on their mental health, kind of find themselves, because it's a completely different world now. So, you know, just as a mom, doing the homeschooling once COVID started, and now, like, the new homeschooling that they have going on. You know, it's a lot, and then on top of, you know, the music stuff, and, you know, it's I hate masks. But wear your mask and do the hand sanitizing and all that. I just, you know.
No, I'm with you. I'm like, if I have to wear a mask, I pretty much try to avoid it.
I'm a sit in the car.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm that.
I'm a sit in the car.
I was doing that today. I was doing like, we was going around shopping and whatnot. I'm like, I'm just gonna sit in the car and I'm good. I'm not doing that.
In the car.
Yeah. So I hate the whole homeschooling thing. I wish they just...
I mean, I know some people prefer, or their lives are more beneficial sending their kids to school. Me, I can't. My kids are high risk as far as like with breathing issues and stuff, so I just rather not. And
yeah, that's how I am.
Just make sure I have hands-on, you know, so when they're in school, you really can't see it, but by all means, shout out to the parents that's sending their kids to school, you know.
No hard feelings.
So, yeah, no hard feelings, just my personal preference. So
yeah, I'm with you on that one as well,
yeah.
Especially with my boys, because they got like bad asthma and all that. So
mine too.
So I want the people to get to know you. You and I went to school together back in, I think, high school.
Yeah, we ain't gonna say no year.
Yeah, we only tell me.
Don't say the year. Don't do the math.
I don't want them to do no math, but
right,
you and I went to high school together. Yeah. So tell people, like, where are you from here? Because I didn't meet you till high school here.
Yeah, born and raised from here. I would say like I wouldn't say Center Court, but like Highland area, but more like in the quiet Highland area. Like where all the older people, you know.
Those little back streets.
Right, the ones in the cut.
Yeah,
so,
that's what you're talking
about. I've been born and raised in Niagara Falls, small town girl. You know, I'm about to start doing a lot of traveling, so just being from a small town and being able to experience different things is pretty exciting, so.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to traveling again too, because
yeah.
Lord knows.
God, this cold stuff.
So, like, where does your musical background come from? Like,
gosh.
Is it like church, like most people, or is it?
I would say it started there, but I started like piano lessons and things like that at the age of 3, but I was never able to like read the music. I've always played by ear. Yeah. So essentially, I would say any instrument that I pick up, I can play, but I can kind of like get an idea or mimic a song or something like that. But yeah, I had a full basement of nothing but instruments, drums, organs, keyboards, guitars, you know, all of that. And we had a separate room, and I would stay in that room. There was games and a little theater room and all that. The kids was all over there. I was in the music room trying to figure out, you know, how everything worked. So, yeah, it started from there. My mom, everyone knows her. Shout out, Mom. Hey, what's up? But, yeah, they put us in piano lessons, drum lessons, all of that. And we instilled it in church. So, you know, did the choir, did chorus in school, did, like, little contests, talent shows, all of that. But, you know, as far as, like, adulthood and things of that nature, a little bit shortly after I had my son, that's when I started effectively recording, you know, with MTM. Shout out to y'all. I still love y'all. But Yeah, that's basically where it kind of started. I did dibble dabble a little bit in high school, record a song or two, but nothing too frequent. But then I got with MTM, and we did shows, we did Secret Invitation. It's been a great experience. I love them. They're still my bros. But I had quit. So, I was more in a corporate life. Before any of this music stuff happened, I was human resources administrator, and I was working from home before COVID. It was so dope. It was so easy, just hiring and firing from home.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so
that's kind of
that's
vicious there.
Yeah, but then I guess whatever God has in store, there's really nothing that you can do to replace it. It just kind of happened. So now I'm back, and I'm honest.
So, like, during the break, because I realize a lot of musicians, especially coming up, they'll take this, like, hiatus. And usually it's for personal reasons or lack of inspiration or something like that. So, during the break, will that break time frame influence the new music?
Nah. Well, I can't say no. You never know what can inspire me. Like, when I hear a beat or something, it can bring up old memories, but things like that I just learned to kind of keep in the past. It was more personal reasons, also finding myself. I did a weight loss journey. A lot of the weight had a lot to do with it, as well as like depression, things of that nature, unhealthy relationships. But once I started getting it down and things of that nature, and dibble dabbling and more things that I began to like, I started finding myself more, which brought me back to what I love. So, as far as that, if it's meant for me to write about it, then I'll go with it. If it's hot, but it ain't nothing that I'm focused on right now.
Okay, so then, because I heard the record and I wanted to know, like, for y'all.
I was waiting for it. Go ahead.
I was asking that because for y'all that don't know, Jaszi just put out a new single. It's called Turn
It Down.
It Down.
Turn It Down.
I was about to say, I know I got it written down here somewhere. I was listening to it just today again. It's called Turn It Down. And it seemed extremely personal. It seemed like it was drawn from some type of inspiration. I know a lot of R&B artists don't write their own music, but you and I spoke and you said you do. Yeah. So that's very unique and it's very helpful as well. So like with that record, would that be something that would draw from, like, I'm not saying everything verbatim.
Are you asking, was it a personal song?
Yes, absolutely.
At that point in time, yes. I was waiting. I've gotten a lot of inboxes. The person that inspired it also gotten a bit of feedback. But it was personal. But what I did do a lot of wordplay with it, just because I do love music, and that person brought me to music. So I won't say brought me back to music, brought it back in my life. Yeah. So I just figured why not do some wordplay with music, and it's a lot of analogies and metaphors regarding music versus like a relationship. So kind of comparing the person that you're speaking to music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I wanted to ask because I noticed one of the lines that stuck out to me is how some women do often is they hope on potential. So it was like, he didn't live up to the potential, is one of the lines you said. And I kind of want to get, like, your thought process on that, like,
what line is that? The potential.
In the very beginning, it was like you didn't live up to the potential that I saw in you. It was something
along those lines. In regards to that, when you're getting to know a person, they're going to show you the best side of themselves initially, and then you get to see things that are their flaws, and everyone comes with their flaws and things. But sometimes people don't know what to do with them in regarding another person. Everyone has their own story, but sometimes things just don't, I wouldn't say work out, but just things aren't okay with their mindset and how they view things at that point, because it could be growing that you both need to do. When you're in a relationship, it's about compromising and communication. And sometimes people don't understand the importance of that. Sometimes people learn it. But I wouldn't say it didn't live up to its potential, because, Things cool. Things cool. All right.
I'll let you sit on that.
Things. But sometimes it takes for something big like that to happen for you to. Can I curse? No.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, okay.
You're fine.
I'm not going to. To get your stuff together. Because you never know what kind of person can make you change. You know what I mean? For the better. So, it's a journey. That's why I named my EP Journey. Everything is a journey, and it's about being understanding that my journey may not align with yours at the time that I want it to. Or, maybe I need to take this journey by myself for a bit and then, figure it out. So it's just kind of about figuring out which way to go, which is beneficial, which will benefit. Honestly, it's both if you really love that person. So yeah, but we good.
So I was going to ask that. Do he like the song?
I know, he loves it. He was actually...
Has he expressed
He was
that?
In the studio when I recorded it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, like I said, it's a communication thing. I'm not going to go too in detail on, relationships, because I know a lot of people are probably opinionated. And that comes along with the small town mentality as well.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, he was there when I recorded it. He loves the song a lot. So, I mean, it's cool to be able to write about a person. Because mind you, this isn't the first person I wrote about. I've done trust issues. I've done so many different songs that were kind of like, I wouldn't say male bashing, but just kind of, just expressing yourself. Coming out of a relationship.
Your disappointment?
Pretty much, yeah. So that's not the first song that, that I wrote, and the people that I've written about probably weren't, big fans of the song. So it's pretty cool that,
Yeah, I don't think this was harsh, though.
No, it's not at all.
It was a harsh type of...
It didn't come from a harsh perspective. It's probably things that we've discussed before. So, him knowing, you get in a relationship with an artist.
Yeah, I can tell this was like...
It's gonna happen.
it was like written from like a better place person. It was like... Right. It wasn't like, hey, we just broke up, let me go write this song. It was more so of, yeah, we broke up.
Oh, no, I did that.
I'm good.
That one sat on a shelf. You can get those out without having to record it.
So you was able to write that even at the beginning of the... Usually, I don't want to call it a bitter...
breakup. I mean, like, it was just space that was needed at the time. So, I mean... the place I was at when I wrote it, I was just finding myself. I was loving myself. So that's probably why you didn't sense as much bitterness.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, okay, if this is what's best for me right now, then I'm going to specifically do that. But, I mean, it came from a good place.
It sounded like you broke up with him. But I don't want to get into details, but that's my speculation from the song.
Yeah.
You guys are spending time apart. No?
When, right now?
Yeah. Well, not now, but I'm talking the song.
In the song?
Yeah, the song is what I'm speaking of, yeah.
It's complicated. It was complicated. When there's space needed and you know that there's space needed, but yet you want to be around a person, the person wants to be around you, it's a complicated situation. It's like, okay, well, we need the space, but, you still kind of gravitate. It was a funny gray area. That's the best way that I could put it. But, it's just about pushing forward and focusing on yourself as both individuals. And, if it's meant to come together, then it'll come together, definitely. But,
So, yeah, I want to ask about the EP. It's called Journey.
Yes.
Do you have a date for it?
I'm going to have a date by the end of the month.
Okay, so you're going to have a date.
I haven't realized or understood how much of a process that all of this is. I'm like, yeah, do it by this date. I want this date, and I'm very specific with numbers too, so I was pretty mapped out, but then just understanding things don't always go how you plan, so yeah, I mean, I'll have a date by the end of the month.
So this is going to be an EP, you said, right?
Yeah, EP, not an album.
How many tracks you thinking? 5, 7, 4?
6 or 7.
6 or 7?
6 or 7. I keep pushing it up. It was 4 or 5, but that kind of seemed minimal, so yeah, it'll be about 6 or 7 songs. Yeah. Okay.
So, will it be, in a... Now, it's called Journey, so I'm going to assume it's going to have a point of one point and it's going to eventually get you to today or wherever you are at that other point.
See?
So like
exactly. So
will it go like into like is it going to be just a relationship or your life journey from your breakup music?
No, it's more of, again, it's finding myself. Like I literally wrote the EP in about maybe a couple days.
The whole thing?
Yeah, pretty much. I finished everything.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I just sat and wrote for a couple days, but the songs I'm releasing kind of in order to how I, from when I wrote it initially, when I started, and the place I was at in life then, to where I'm at now. So you're going to kind of see it transform. So that's where I was. That's just the beginning. That's, y'all back in July-ish. Right
so
now.
So this is all like fresh.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is fresh music. Now, when it comes to like musical inspiration, like who was like your favorite artist growing up?
Brandy, definitely. I was a disgusting Brandy fan. Like, I used to try to call her on the operator. I watched all her shows, had the dolls, all that. Her, Whitney Houston, of course, and Kiki Sheard. You know, I was a church girl too.
I was like, who's Kiki Sheard?
Kiki Sheard? Karen Sheard's daughter? Was it? It's not Karen Clark. Karen Clark's daughter.
I don't know who that is either.
Yeah, I was a church girl.
I was saying my church didn't knowledge good about Kirk
No,
Franklin.
she don't know.
And,
well, she did a song with Kirk.
What's those twins or the sisters?
The sister. Oh, Mary. They're not twins.
Yeah.
Sound like you need to go back to church.
That's about the extent of my gospel music. Was that Todd guy? So
Real BET Award.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So like, so I'm assuming I'm not gonna assume, but did you watch the verses with Monica and Brandy?
Of course, I won $50 on Brandy. Shout out to Brandy. I was going real hard once they put it out. I already knew she was gonna win, but I do respect Monica.
You weren't exasperated with all those poems she was doing. Like, you wasn't like, all right, Brandy, we don't need that.
That's my girl. I was getting a little like impatient towards the middle because I'm like, okay, everybody clowning you now, chill out. But I mean, that's just how she expressed herself. So I mean, if that's the mind space that she's in, then so be it. But she putting Bob music out now too, so
yeah. She just put out. I think she just put out a new song actually. Yeah, I think she just put out a new song.
Them harmonies in there, it's crazy.
With Ty Dolla $ign, if I'm mistaken.
Oh wait, that's a different one. It's called something else. She just performed it on some show with him. But yeah,
I'm looking forward. I want to see if she coming out a new album.
Oh, it's coming.
So are you going to be shooting any videos? You got any video shoots scheduled?
Yes. Just due to COVID, again, it's so many complications that comes along with it because you have the travel restrictions. We're in New York. So there are certain places that I can't go, certain link ups or whatnot that kind of fell through. But we're still working on it. But we're working on a plot and just like a storyline and things like that for Turn It Down right now at the moment. I'm still recording a couple more songs that I have to lay it down in the studio. I should be done with that hopefully by the end of this month too. But videos are coming soon. We're planning it out. So yeah.
So you're gonna shoot like a story more so to like? Are you gonna shoot the whole EP? Let me ask you that.
I was thinking about that. That's still a thought in process. Just because it's really a lot of work. It's so much. It really is. Even just as far as just putting a song out itself was a lot. So, I mean, maybe 2 or 3 videos. I don't want to overwhelm people, especially because it's more like a debut, me coming out by myself versus, being the only girl and I got, my boys and stuff with me. So now it's a little different. I'm handling a lot more than what I'm used to. So I kind of want to just get my feet wet a bit before just hopping right into the deep end. So
before you go too crazy.
Yeah, I ain't trying to go too crazy yet.
So, in regards to the project and your former group MTM, shout out to MTM. Yeah. Will any of them be featured on this? Will you have any features on this, or is it just gonna be just you?
I do have a couple in the making as far as features. I haven't spoke to them about it as of yet, but I do have a local artist that is going to be on the EP. But, you know, again, there's still a lot of things in the working. So there is room. Definitely is room. Bro, you already know where to find me. So I can solve.
So it's not like
I can't lie. Me and Explicit makes it magic. So
yes,
it would only be right. It'd only be right, bro. You know. And by the way, that's my daughter's godfather as well. So, you know, there is a level of respect there as well. We have very great music chemistry. So we'll see. We'll see.
Okay. So then I got another question for you.
What's up?
It was a question that I was now when you were recording I know Turn It Down is one. You said you got a couple more records to return.
Yeah.
Now, is it a situation where when you record these records you need some type of like break? Do you like listen to them like 100 times, go back in, tune it up? Like what's like your recording process?
My process.
Yeah.
Okay. So first off, I record with Rob, best guy around to go to locally.
You still in Lockport?
Garden Studios. I've been going to him since I was 14. But what I'll usually do, my process is gonna sound. I'm gonna try to sound as less bougie as possible. I go to Tim Hortons down the street from the studio. I grab me a tea or two, and I just lock myself in. And again, like I've been working with Rob for 14. Since I've been 14. I ain't gonna try to do no math.
I was gonna give it right away.
Right, I almost gave it away. But I've been recording with him since I was 14, so there's musical chemistry there as well. So usually I'll just record the song. He'll give me some feedback, some ideas. We'll sit in the studio, listen to it, and then I'll have him give me a CD. Although I know a lot of people do the emails and sending the EP3s and, you know, the upgraded technology. He'll do that as backup, but I'd rather have a CD because I'd rather not drive to the studio. I want someone else to drive me there, so then on the way home, which is, you know, in Lockport to Niagara Falls, that's like being able to hear it quite a few times. I'll put it in and I'll listen to it and I'll see if there's anything that needs to be tuned up. And then on the way home, I'm making notes in my phone or anything I'm writing on as far as like what needs to be tweaked, what needs to be added, what I feel that could be replaced. And then I go home and I listen to it a few times. I relax and I listen to it a few more times. So I just overplay it because I just want to make sure that everything meshes well together. And then when I go back in, I'll run those ideas by Rob and, you know, we make the
adjustments
needed. So, yeah.
So are you like would you call yourself a perfectionist when it comes to music? Or close to it?
I would say close to it. I'm not quite there because I'm not gonna lie, it has been like a couple times like, okay, well, you know what, I'll just let that slide, it sounds good. But I'm more on myself now that it's just me. Yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't say perfectionist, but a little bit under that.
So has that ever stopped you from putting music up?
Absolutely. Oh God, yeah. Especially during my MTM days, a lot of people were looking for a solo album from me for some years. I know they've been waiting for years. So sorry. Thank you for everybody who been waiting. I got stopped at stores, Walmart, everywhere, and people just ask like, when are you gonna put something out? So, yeah. I mean.
So now you say you play instruments. Will you be playing any on this project?
I'm working on that. And when I say that, it's because my writing process, 9 times out of 10, I'll work with a producer and they'll already have a beat made. Now, like, even as far as, like, Turn It Down, it has, like, a guitar and piano. I play both. So, I mean, like, maybe as far as utilizing it during a performance or something of that nature, I haven't really stepped into going into the studio and actually playing it as of yet, just because I'm, you know, still kind of playing around with it. So, yeah. So yeah.
So you would
maybe performances, I mean.
No, I'm about to ask. So that's
but it's the nails for me. I'm sorry. Anyone who knows me knows I'm really obsessed with my nails. Like, I feel like I got really stubby fingers, and my nails need to be like longer. You know. Well, yeah, I'm used to it, so it definitely gets in the way of my guitar. My guitar has been sitting for quite a bit.
Collecting dust.
Yeah, it's been. Oh no, I've been keeping it shined. But like I could play piano a bit with the nails, but you know I have to find a happy medium. So maybe just
trim them down some.
Down a bit, yeah.
So we could be expecting a show where you might open up with a guitar or piano.
Yeah. That's a good idea. You said opening up. I was just thinking about maybe just putting it somewhere in the show, but opening it up.
Yeah, just open it up, let people know what time you on, and then like, all right,
and then boom. Yeah.
So you said you usually work with a producer. So you are open to the idea of possibly saying, hey, producer, I want to actually play live piano or live guitar. Can I do that? Or at the end of this song, can I add that on there? That kind of
Absolutely. Like the dope thing about the producer on this beat. One, his name's Jamar Hunt. Shout out to him. Fifth Element. He's from Richmond, Virginia. I met him on a birthday trip out to Virginia a few years ago. And he is so freaking amazing. Like, even like when we first met, we would sit on FaceTime and just be on a piano, just going back and forth, And, he has a very wide range of thoughts when it comes to music. So I know, like, it wouldn't be an issue if I'm like, hey, yo, I want to do this live. If anything, he would probably want to see it. And he also does photography and videos, too.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that works out. He's like a not one trick pony, but what do you call those guys?
Triple threat?
Yeah, triple threat.
He does a lot.
So are you only working with him on the project, or are you working with multiple producers?
No, there's multiple producers. There's some producers that Master C had put me on to. I'm so sorry I don't have their names. It's a couple new producers too. And I wanted to work with new producers, one, because they're gonna get the stuff out to you quick.
Yeah.
That's just more of experience. But the drive, the passion, all of that is still there, it's still fresh. So I like to utilize that and put that towards, anything I want to write to. So yeah, there's going to be multiple producers on there.
Okay. All right. So we're definitely looking forward to hearing it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to you guys hearing it too.
So because I like to ask this question, what would you say to an artist or a young artist? Because I have I think the youngest artist I played so far, she's like 17, still in high school.
Okay.
She raps, but still I think it all can apply to the artistry. Right. What would you say to like a young artist like that who may be discouraged or maybe running into issues? 'Cause I know you say you go to Garden Studios, but a lot of times people can get a laptop and a mic in their room, put a little pad on it, and on their way. Yeah. So what would you say to somebody like that who's discouraged or they thinking about like, I don't want to make music anymore? Like, would you give them any words of wisdom or saying, hey, don't quit, or maybe you need that.
Take some time. I would definitely say take time, because when I've tried to force it, and that was even even when I was active in music, when I was trying to force it, I wasn't making the best music that I could. So that also goes into quality. It's not about quantity and how much you can put out. It's about the quality of it. So that's something I've learned. And then eventually, of course, get into not giving up. But if it's a passion of yours, regardless, I wouldn't say that there's no advice that needs to be given, because everyone needs a push. But if it's really a passion, nothing can keep you from doing it. So all I would say is, if you need the time to get your mind right, then by all means take it, but just come back to what you love if that's what you want to do. Don't give up.
All right, that's good. Now, where could people find you? What would be like your social medias? Like, are you on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook page? I want you to do out your personal Facebook. Yeah,
I got my personal. I use that for music too, just because those are the people that were mainly asking for it, for the music. I'm going to get a music page going there, but right now you can catch me on Facebook, Jasmine Howland, Instagram, Jaszi the Princess, Jazzi the Princess. I'm on Snapchat, that's Jaszi MTM1. I don't want to change my Snapchat. I'm still MTM at her, I don't care. And Twitter is the same as Instagram, Jaszi the Princess. So you can follow me, I will follow back, all of that.
And new song, Turn It Down, is out right now. EP is coming soon.
Yeah, so it's going to be available on all platforms very soon. Master C is working on all of that. So it's going to be on Spotify, Apple Music. Tidal right now for the moment. Hang in there with me, please. It's on YouTube. But it's going to be on all platforms. Again, it's just a process. So So yeah, it'll be available. Check it out, and I hope you guys like it.
I'm gonna put the link in the description so they can just go ahead and write the description, click it, and immediately listen to it, and I'll give y'all feedback.
Oh, I've gotten so much. The stories and stuff I've gotten in my inbox. Jesus.
Telling you how they relate to the song?
Yeah.
See, I told you. That's what I was asking.
These dudes. Shame on y'all. But some of them come back around. So I mean, but yeah, I definitely like when my music can inspire someone or they can relate to it. That just means I did my job. Because it's not just for me. It's for me to, of course, put how I feel on paper, but as well as for someone else to be able to relate to it. So. Yeah, it's just good to know you're not going through it by yourself,
But I have one more question before we finish up.
What's up?
Are you encouraged with the resurgence of the female R&B artists? Of like ballads though, not just because we had a strife in music where it was just a lot of club records and a lot of female R&B artists didn't really make it through that phase. And now we come back, we got a SZA, we got Ari Lennox, Queen Naija, we got Snow Allegra, we got who I miss? Because I love those are my favorites.
Her.
Hers one of my favorite too.
Right.
What's the one?
Janae
Aiko.
There's so many.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So many now, and that's appreciated because that's a lot of what music this generation has been missing. There's been a lot of mumble rap, which of course, they
have the spice. Yeah.
Get a drink at me, I like it. I'll bump to it a little bit, but I mean, if anything, I love listening to all the artists that you just named. It's definitely an inspiration. Especially like with Queen Naija, that's my girl. I'll be watching her on YouTube.
How about that? Did you catch her on YouTube first and then found out she could sing?
From the red couch, from her first marriage.
That's what it's called?
Yeah. No, it's it was called Chris and Queen. That was with her ex-husband, and then he cheated on her and all that, and then she got with her new man and got a record deal. So.
Yeah, I was like, this girl from YouTube singing? What the hell is this?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is actually pretty good.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of artists that are mainstream right now that are definitely killing the game. So, I just kind of want to squeeze up in there a little bit, like a little room.
It's plenty of room, just attach. You get on these playlists,
right?
Like get in that algorithm. People I found this artist called Xavier Omarta, and he fired.
Really, you gotta send me some.
Yeah, and then Giveon. You ever hear Giveon?
You have a lot of names that I can't spell, so can you
I'm gonna send you these people. I'm gonna send you these people.
Heard of them,
these dudes is like they got they seem like the ballad, like our old school. I don't want to call us old because we're not old, but the R&B music we grew up on.
Yeah,
they you hear some of them resampling some of it.
That's what I was gonna do.
It's fire.
I was gonna have a mixtape come out with just a bunch of 90s music sampled and get a bunch of different producers to remake these. But that's a process. That'll come. But 90s music is timeless. I just want to kind of focus on my EP. But definitely, we do need more male R&B artists.
Yeah, I want them to go back.
Females killing it.
Yeah, females. Oh my god, Ella May. I forgot about her.
Oh, Ella May. Oh my god, yes, I love her too.
That's on that song.
And she just came back out too. So a lot of them are coming out right now with new projects. So I'm excited to hear that. Hopefully, get a little inspiration. So,
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, I thank you for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate it. For all you people that are listening, make sure you tune in to MARV'S Radio every Tuesday night. And the chopped up interviews will be there, but you can watch the full interviews here. But
Right.
I appreciate you coming through, Jaszi.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm in my own lane, trying to handle business. I'm just out here trying to get it. Me and my team trying to get it. Get some money, then flip it.